Hi guys, Blazer here. I would like to introduce my Retribution Paladin PvP guide for pre-patch Shadowlands 9.0.1. Now, we're going to get started with the talents that I feel is best for pushing the most DPS in PvP and some other talents, whereas survivability and mobility is going to be one of the things that keep you alive in PvP. But first, let's go over the talents that are some as seen one of the best suited for the Retribution class in pre-patch this moment. So let's get started with the talents. Then after the talents, I'm going to go over why we are choosing these talents and not just choosing them and saying, hey, pick these talents because everybody's picking them. No, we're going to go over them and we're going to review why these talents are the best for now in World of Warcraft for this class. So let's get started. Alright, let's get started into where our talents should go. Now, the first thing you want to spec into is Execution Sentence, because that is going to be one of the abilities that you put into your rotation or your opener and all that, and that's going to be a part of your rotation. Now then, Blade of Wrath, because Art of War will reset the cooldown of Blade of Justice, and it will also make the ability proc much more, which is if you're a fast-paced player, then you would most likely be going into this talent here, because I couldn't even deal with playing any class in Classic WoW, because Classic WoW was just too slow. Classic WoW was so slow, I could not bear it. I'm like a speed freak. I need to be hitting fast and attacking fast. Now, anyways, I see a lot of people go into Fist of Justice. That is a pretty good choice in between Repentance, but I would always spec Repentance just because of the fact that more CC is just more help, even when you're like solo queuing or solo PvPing. Now, the next talent would be Eye for an Eye, in my opinion, but everybody is going into Cavalier. Now, why everybody is going into Cavalier for Retribution in pre-patch Shadowlands is because it provides more mobility and it gets you away from those range classes that will hit you from like halfway across a battleground map. So, I mean, if you are specking, for PvP, best choice would be Cavalier to get away from those range classes. But for me, I personally would always go for Eye for an Eye, just because of the physical damage reduction. Although it does not count for magic damage. Please note that only for physical damage. Now, for the next talent, I personally just feel like Holy Avenger is going to be the most bursty kind of talent for this year. But I see a lot of people spec into Seraphim, which Seraphim is it's pretty good. because of the haste and the other stats that you get after this 45-second cooldown. And yeah, that haste is pretty good for getting your global cooldowns off of cooldowns faster and all that. And so you will be able to attack much faster, do damage faster, and all of that because of the haste. And the versatility will do some increase with your heals, and the damage you take will be decreased because of the versatility. But as of pre-patch, I just choose Holy Avenger because the holy power accumulation from just one ability will give you 3 holy powers. And then you'll be able to Mars Verdict back to back as long as Holy Avenger is active. You will want to attack as fast as you can while Holy Avenger is active, because just one holy power generating ability will bring it to 3, and you will be able to chain Templar's Verdict back to back. Now, I see a lot of rets go into Justicar's Vengeance, but personally, I don't see why or any reason to spec into Justicar's Vengeance, because Paladins have Word of Glory returned back to their class rotation now. Hopefully that ability stays, because Rets have always had Word of Glory. I never understood why they removed it. Now, Justicar's Vengeance or Healing Hands, because Healing Hands will increase the healing that your Word of Glory does to the target, and also depending the amount of versatility, which will also stack with the Healing Hands talent, because it is a passive, and your Word of Glory will always do increased healing and all that. Now for the final talent, this is a new ability that Retribution Paladins have, and I would say it's a pretty darn good new ability. I really do enjoy using this a lot in PvP, just because of the sheer fact that you get a percentage increased holy damage. Now I'm going to explain uh, stacking your holy damage and setting up your holy damage abilities to do the most DPS. And that's where a lot of other guides are not going to get into specific detail, is how each ability that Rep Paladin has increases the holy damage that your target takes. So we're going to get to that now. Now that we have all of our talents um, adjusted and all of that, this personally is what I feel is best for Retribution now that there is class changes. But I mean, if you feel different, you can always spec into the other talents I would also suggest, besides from the ones I have set here. So let's get into the rotation now. Alright, now for these abilities, let's get into PvP talents. Now, this ability here is just the most saving grace of like so many retribution abilities just because of the fact that it removes all kinds of crowd control is just going to make this one of the best suited choices for PvP talents. Now this PvP ability is just such a lifesaver. I cannot stress how important Blessing of Sanctuary is. Now for the next talent, we have Vengeance Aura. Now your holy damage and your critical strike chance is increased by 3% for 8 seconds, and that would stack to a total of 4 times. Now, that holy damage, alright, that gets stacked, right, you would want to build your Vengeance Aura to the 4 times stacks that it's allowed, right? Then after that, you're going to want to do your rotation, your holy damage rotation abilities, because that's going to stack and be compatible with the rest of the abilities that increase holy damage, and that's going to give you the best output in DPS and PvP. And everybody's going Vengeance Aura. Now, Aura of Reckoning. This PvP talent, alright, is just so amazing. I cannot, like, words cannot explain just your next weapon swing does 250% increased damage. Now, why would you not want to hit like as hard as a semi-truck? Okay, so increased damage and it will critically strike. In addition, also the best part that I see within this talent is it activating Avenging Wrath for 6 seconds. Now you can use those 6 seconds of Avenging Wrath to finish off whatever target you're killing, or you use that 6 extra seconds of Avenging Wrath to heal yourself or heal another party member and all of that. Remember, your Retribution, do not get stingy with your heals and your abilities to defend your teammates, because Retribution is more of a support class and all that. It's not like a strict pure damage doing class like Rogue, Warlock, or Warrior. They have abilities to support other classes, which just makes Retribution one of the most unorthodox classes in World of Warcraft. Now that you have the PvP talents, let's hit the training dummy. Alright, now for the rotation. This is where we will begin. You would want to start off Ashes, Templar Murder, Crusader Strike, Crusader Strike, Blade of Wrath. Now, make sure you always apply Judgment to your primary target. Now, let's see. Judgment increases holy damage taken by the target by 25%. Okay. Taking 25% increased damage. Now, when we add in execution sentence, they take 20% more. So that's like 40%, almost 50% damage taken from holy damage all itself. How how you want to do your rotation is judgment, execution sentence whenever that's available. Now, after that, for increased holy damage, the next ability is Final Reckoning. Now, Final Reckoning increases the holy damage that the target takes by 10%. Alright, so I would say that's around 70%, 80% holy damage taken increased to the target, and that's almost 100% topped. But now the way I spec and stat my own paladin is I go more into haste than anything else, just because I'm like a speed freak. I have to move fast, I have to hit fast, I have to do things fast. Okay? Now, all of the holy damage abilities that lets the target take increased holy damage, okay, will stack with your mastery and all of that. And here, Retribution's mastery increases holy damage done by the amount of mastery you have into your character and all that. Now that I went over the abilities that increase the damage done by Ret Paladins, we're going to go into the other abilities. Now, that is going to be it for the Retribution guide for talents and all of that. And I'm pretty sure that by you following these talent choices, you will be doing the best possible damage and DPS that you can pull in PvP. Now, I'm going to have a new video showing my macros, my stats, my rotation, and my gameplay and all that. Now that I've equipped you with the best talents that you could use in PvP, I'm going to start making a video for macros, for stats, for enchants. So stay tuned for that one, and I hope that the guide was very helpful and informative, and not just like the other guides where it's just, hey, pick this, hey, pick that, alright, you're good, get into PvP and all that. No, we're going to go over everything specifically and help new and returning players understand this class to the best of their knowledge. Now, thank you for watching, and I will have the video with macros, enchants, stats, and many other things that relate to the Retribution class. Thank you for watching, and have a great day, everyone, and stay safe from Corona. And yeah, take care. Thank you. Bye bye.